And our second presentation is from Crawford Supported Studios. Crawford Supported Studios exists through partnership with Cork City Council, MTU Crawford, Crawford Art Gallery and the Cope Foundation. And they're going to talk about their role today in inclusive education. So can I invite them up to the stage, please? Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I've got with me today two great people who are going to be talking about the work that we do. But first, just to give a bit of context, so my name is Louise Foote and I'm the Head of Arts and Health and Education in the Crawford Art College. And this is Alva Barrett, hiding here. She's the most important person here today, and then Paula Mungy, who's a student on one of our MA programmes. So as was said earlier, the Crawford Supported Studio, it's a specific, we focus really on developing the art skills of a number of individuals who come to the supported studio. It's been going for years and years and years in the city, but since 2018, it's taken a more official kind of space within the department. And it's a really important programme within the department for us, both for the development of the skills of the artists attending, but also for the skills sharing that happens between the artists and with the other students in the college. So, Alva, I'm going to step up a little bit and I'll ask you some questions. So, do you want to tell us what you like about making art?
Making art is mixed with other people, and I help them with their art, and they teach me to do their art as well. Yeah.
So it's both you learning and also working with other people and learning from them. Great. And what do you enjoy then about coming into the art college?
I'm interested in I'm an open person, and I can teach people to do art with them, and I do art for them as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe I've known Alva for a number of years, but there was a period of time around 2017 when the studio, it wasn't running for a little while, and I bumped into Alva at an exhibition opening, and I don't know if she remembers this, but she was so passionate about getting the studio up and running again. She was telling me that she was going to go protesting outside the college with placards if we didn't get it going again. And that was one of the driving, I think just that passion, it really kept me going to try and get the studio back up and running again. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And do you want to tell us about some of the opportunities that have come from developing your identity as an artist?
Sometimes I go to, where is it again?
I have a list of things here.
Oh yeah. I went
do you go to schools?
Mayfield Arts. Yeah, and went there for a long time and stopped now, so.
Have you ever been asked to go to schools to run workshops there?
Yes, I think I went to, where is it?
Doesn't matter. Primary school, was it?
No. Oh yeah, primary school with Moed. If I see Moed.
She's down there.
Yeah.
And Rosalie
And
as well.
Rosalie as well.
Yeah.
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 And we teach different school with them as well, teaching children how to do art.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Amsterdam to meet other artists?
Yeah. They taught me how to do everything, clay, different materials, and I'm really interested in whatever they want to do. I will help them as well.
Have you ever been on the Late Late Show?
Yes, with Pat Sword and Colin Farrell.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any exhibitions?
Yes, I went to
In Dublin?
in Dublin, is one of them, and
Crawford Art Gallery?
yeah, Crawford, and then CIT with Moed as well. Yeah.
New York, maybe?
Yes, New York.
And even as a few years ago, we had a group of people visiting from the School of Visual Arts in New York, and they were so impressed by the time that they spent with the artists that they arranged for an exhibition of their work to be brought over to New York, which was unheard of for that college to invite work in. It's usually just the students in the college exhibit there, so
That's right.
so it was a really big deal. So. Okay, I'm gonna ask Paula a few questions.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So Paula, do you want to tell us, how did you experience the Open Studio?
To me, at the beginning, I was a little apprehensive. I'm an MA student in Arts and Engagement, and we worked in the studio beside the supported studio, but we'd never been in. We passed the doors and never went in. So initially, I was a little apprehensive because I suppose I became quite self-aware that I was going in, and I was going into an area that I didn't know. And I was so fortunate to sit beside Alva. And Alva has a great quote, which I'm basing my whole practice on, which was, tea and conversation make all the difference. And it does. And while we were engaged in the arts process, I became so aware that it's a language that doesn't need words, that we were both sitting beside each other creating. And we discovered, while it was all very serious work, that myself and Alva had a love of Strictly Come Dancing. And sure, that was the end of it. But what was so lovely was that I realized that when you open a door and step in, there's a whole world that you don't know about. And I developed a lovely relationship with Alva, and she invited me. She had an exhibition, Observations in Print, with the Cork printmakers, and she invited me to the opening of her exhibition, and I now have an Alva Barrett print over my fireplace, which is incredible. So I was so privileged, and Alva has informed so much of my work. I'm now doing it about that communication that's unspoken. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to say, Alva?
Sometimes I do stop motion in Mola play. Yeah, I did that as well.
Thank you. I suppose, I mean, for all of us, what we've learned is, we get really used to, I suppose, just using our words, and that's what we're taught from the get-go, is use your words. And for some people, using your words isn't your first language. Maybe creating images is your first language. Or dancing, as we've seen, might be your first language. And how much can be communicated and how much can be shared when we allow for those other languages has been the real learning for us in this whole process. So we have a short film to show of one of the other artists, but just to give an indication of the type of work that happens and what it means for the artists in the studio.
Yeah, mostly it's practice, pure determination, like and stuff like that, to tell a story. Just for a while, you just feel like, you just focus on the painting, so you don't think about anything else, like, and stuff like that. So it's kind of great that way. Well, I usually squirt it on because, you get more paint to use then, and then you can move around with the brush, and that works very well, It seems to work for me, thank God. You gotta finish the painting sometime, you always come back to next week and you look at the paintings that you done last week, and that'll make you feel good, like, and stuff like that. Yeah, it's going somewhere this week, thank God.
Thank you very much, Crawford, for that excellent presentation as well. And thank you very much, Alva. I'd like to open up the floor again to any questions that people might have, and again to online as well. Yes?
I think she said she went to the late show.
Yes.
Did she present any of her art that she did or something like that?
Do you want to take more?
I don't know if I understood.
I did go to the late show, and I saw all my art to them as well.
There were a few hands up there. Yes.
Go to see your art. Where can we see it?
So we're in the process of setting up a website, and we're going to, that's part of those short, we have a series of short films, so one about each of the artists as an introduction to their process, and that will be a way to see some of the work. It is on exhibition in different places, and we're hoping to have a pop-up show the second weekend of December, if anybody is around and wants to buy some work, in 46 Grand Parade. Okay.